new, but to keep in contact, what should I do? Oh, 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 oh. Do I ask them for their email, username, password, Instagram handle, gamer code? Friend them on Facebook, ask for their number, or even follow them home? I don't know. What if the answer was simple and sweet? Ask them one question, wouldn't that be neat? Uh-oh. I'd say, hey, what's your @ sign? What's your @ sign? What's your @ sign? Oh, they'd say, hey, here's my @ sign. Here's my @ sign. Here's my @ sign.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tyler Trott reporting live from a rather foggy Victoria. And I am here today with Colin Constable. We are ready and excited for another demo day. Any thoughts, Colin, before we jump
demo day. I look forward to this. Every 2 weeks we have demo day, and every 2 weeks we see things, the new, interesting, and we see the progress of what's going on. And today we've got some really interesting stuff coming up. So yeah.
All right. And happy Friday, of course.
Happy Friday, yeah, absolutely. I'm digging into my inner Hakeem.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I do have a slide to show.
Nice.
Share screen. That "What's Your @ sign" song is going to be stuck in my head all day again.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just closed all my tabs. Okay, sorry, hold on.
Open your tabs again, Tyler.
I had like 100 going, so I had to stop. Okay,
It's all right, relax.
Yeah, I had too many tabs going, so I was like, my mind's being overwhelmed. Okay, so here's our lineup for today. We have 6 wonderful demos, 4 of which are from the GeekyAnts team, and the other 2 are from our previous or 2 previous winning participants of our FHIR Hackathon. So before we jump into these wonderful demos, we have to, of course, go over what is the app platform. Now, the app platform is, of course, built on top of the app protocol, which allows anyone, any individual, to own their own data. And that's very important in this day and age, right? Where we have most of our information on the internet, our address, our credit card information, everything about us can be found on the internet. So rather than giving all of our information away, now every app, every platform, banking apps, travel apps, shopping apps, everything you can see here now has to request to you for your data, which I think is how it should work. Colin, anything to add to that?
Yeah, definitely that's the way we should have done things, without a doubt. But technology moves on at a fast rate, and that's everybody wanted to get their stuff out there. And the architecture of the internet just is wrong. And giving people access, whether it's a person, an entity, or a thing, access to your data is great, as long as you can stop access. So with the app platform, not only are you in control, you can actually take that data back if you don't want somebody to have it again. So yeah, I know, give your favorite shopping online site your address or your credit card number for a couple of seconds while you do that transaction, and then say, yeah, you can't have it for the moment. That sounds like a pretty reasonable thing to do. But as you'll see today, this really simple concept has far-reaching consequences. And especially when the platform guarantees that all the data that's going backwards and forwards is specially encrypted just for that recipient. So it's everything's end-to-end encrypted, and that allows you to do some things that probably you've all been told that you should never do on the internet. But now you can do all those things, and that brings application developers like we'll see today bring new experiences to the world, and yeah, definitely world-changing technology, but really wholly dependent on the imagination of developers.
Awesome, thank you. And like Colin said, we're going to see how developers are building on the app platform. So we are going to start today with Atmosphere. So, which one is it? Chrome. Here we go. You can take it away. Is it Nitesh or Sachin doing Atmosphere? We'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. We are all ready to go. Sachin, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. Hi, everyone. I'm Sachin Singh. I am a software engineer at GeekyAnts, and I am part of a team who is working on Atmosphere, Atmosphere Pro, and a bunch of other cool stuffs built on AT protocol. So in this demo, I will be showing you Atmosphere app. So this is the welcome screen of Atmosphere Pro, and it's a file sharing app where an AtSign can share a file with other AtSign in encrypted form. And if the receiver accepts the file is streamed to them. So I'll show you the working demo of it. So before, let's have a look at the different screens and different functions that we have. So firstly, we have contacts, like where you can add different @signs, and you can delete or block them. Here we have history screen, where we will get there in a bit. There is blogs @signs, where we can see all the blog @signs. There are some infos like terms and condition, privacy policy, FAQs. Here is option to delete. This actually removes the @sign from the device. And here we have option to change @sign. And at last, we have auto accept files. So whenever you are receiving a notification that some other @sign wants to send you a file, so if you set this to if you set this on, it will be automatically accepted and the file will be downloaded. So these are the options that we have. So I'll show you, like by sharing a file. I'll just restart my simulators. So let's select this file, and we are sending to Adorable Dinosaur. Okay. So we should receive a notification and a dialog box to accept or reject this request. Yeah, so here we have, like this @sign wants to send you a file, and here is some file info, like name of the file and size of the file. and we have an option to either accept or reject this file. So let's accept this one, and this should get downloaded. So here we have file received. Let's go to the history screen. So in the send tab, you can see the file that you have shared, and in received history, we have this the image that we have received. And if you go to the local folder where all the download file resides, so here is the folder, and you can see the file that you have received. So this is how Atmosphere app works. You have to be logged online to accept the notification request. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Atmosphere. If you have any questions. Tyler, are you on?
Yes, I am. Let me just pop up the questions here. Are there any questions for Sachin? Thank you again for the presentation. Any questions? We do have a comment that says, love the Naruto file.
Yeah.
Colin says, does the dismiss button stop the transfer?
No, dismiss button does not stop the transfer. It just only hides it from the UI. Let's say we are sending it to an @sign. So what happens is this flush bar stays there till the time the receiver accepts or decline the request. So we are just showing like it's still under progress. If you dismiss this, it will still go. The file will still go.
We have a couple of questions that ask, what if the receiver is offline?
Yeah, so for that, like then the notification will it will be automatically rejected. The stream will automatically rejected if for a certain period of time, if the notification was not accepted. So the receiver has to be online to accept the stream.
Is there going to be a future feature where the file is queued rather than rejected completely?
We have a different app for that in today's demo. Okay.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Are there any more questions? All right, cool. Thank you so much, Sachin. We will be right back.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, Sachin, we have one more thing. Looks like a feature request almost. It should show if the receiver is online and accept it later and can accept it later, maybe? What do you think about that?
Online, like showing user is online, it can be a good addition. So it can be, but for the later part, we'll have to discuss with the team.
All right. Thanks again, Sachin, and we will be right back. music is jamming. I promise I am dancing in the background. Okay. Nitesh, hello. Are you ready
Yeah.
to
Hi,
present
Tyler.
at Arrive?
Yeah, I'm good.
Take it away.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Nitesh. I, along with Sachin and Sarika, have been working on this app, which is called Arrive. It is based on the app protocol. And to give you a bit of insight on what this app is and what's the main purpose of it, it is mainly to share location across, like you can share it across groups, you can share it across individuals. You can also request for location from different ad signs. How we do it, let's look at here. So first, let's look at the sidebar that we have over here. I'm logged in over here with this ad sign and on this device with this ad sign. We'll get to this events part in a bit. First, let's look at the contact screen. It's the same as what Sachin showed in Arrive, in Atmosphere. I only have one contact for now. The blog context is also same. We have one more option over here, groups. You can go ahead, create groups, add a bunch of contacts, and a group will be created. After that, we have all of the same things. We'll look at what this switch does in a bit. So after that, we have three things over here. First one is like a create event. Second one is a request location, and third is a share location. So event is something where I want to invite a bunch of people up on a venue, and we can have that event anytime, and those bunch of people can actually accept or reject the event, and if they accept, we'll be seeing all of their locations on one screen, which is actually quite helpful. So let's look at it how it works. I'll just restart my device, both the devices. So this is how the opening screen or the splash screen looks like. Yeah. So this is one of the like a request location that I have already created. Yeah. So let's first look at how we can go ahead and create an event. To have an event, we actually need to select whom do we want to send it to, the title of the event, where it is going to happen, and at what time. So let's just first go and select the ad sign whom I want to send it to. It's the same ad sign that is logged in over here. So I'll just select this one. I'll do done. I can actually select more, but I only have one right now. So I'll do done. I'll go ahead and write a title, maybe demo day. I'll add an venue. You can go ahead and actually search for locations. If you enable this checkbox, then these search results will try to get that location from near your place. If you want it to be like a global and not near your place, then you can just uncheck this. Right now, I'll just go ahead and select my current location as the venue of the event. For that, I just need to click on this. And yeah, we need to have access the location services for this app. Then only we'll be able to read the location of the device. So right now it is somewhere, I don't think it's in some no man's land because of the simulator. I'll add a label for this. I'll add it like home and do a save. It should update over here. And we can go ahead and actually select the start date, end date, start time, end time. I'll just select it of the current time, which is, I think it is IST. I'll just do from 9:20 to 10:20. I'll do done. I'll do create an invite. And that should actually send a notification to this device over here. So as you can see, the notification popped up. It says that the ad sign wants to share an event with you. If you don't want to do anything for now, you can just click out of the box and it will just add it to your list. And this action required message actually tells you that you have not done anything for this event yet. You can actually go ahead, either accept it or decline it. We'll accept it for now. I'll do a yes here. And as in an event, everyone needs to share their location. So we'll be asking all of the users that when do you want to share your location from? So I'll just do 2 hours from now. And up till when do you want to share it? I'll do 10 minutes after I reach the venue. And that should actually send a notification back to the creator that, okay, I'm fine with it. You can add me to the group. And this actually, the action required change to pending request. Now, as soon as the notification is received by the creator will update it, and you will not see any kind of message here because it has been updated. Now let's look at how it will look at in the screen of where everyone is sharing their location. So right now, as we have 3 pointers at the same place, so we have clustered it up at like 1 pointer. This flag actually indicates that the event, the final location, is also here, and with that, the two people are also nearby, which is like both the @, they are currently at the same position. We will be actually updating the location as the device moves by 100 meters. So if the device is moved by 100 meter, the location will be updated on both the screens, and hence like you can get real-time update of that of the @. Now let's go ahead and see what more you can do. As we say that you have complete control over your data. So what if you want to turn off your location at some point of time, you change your mind? So you can just go ahead and do a unsend this switch. Clicking on this will actually update your data, and it should change from 2 to 1 over here, and similarly it should change from 2 to 1 over here. As soon as the notification reaches, it will change to 1. So now it is only this @ whose location we know. Also, if we have a bunch of people, we don't want you to just flag everywhere on the map. You can just go ahead and look at the C participants and check the status of the user. So right now, as this user is not sharing his location, it is just telling you that message that location not received. If we again go ahead and turn it on, it will just update it. I'll just go ahead and turn it on. So as soon as we receive the location, we actually try to calculate the ETA, estimated time of arrival. Right now, as this like the place where I am currently right now, I don't think that it is a place where someone will travel. So we are not able to calculate the ETA from here. That is why we are showing a question mark over here. If it would have been a proper city or something like that, we would have shown like how much time will this user take to reach the venue. Right now, question mark indicates that, sorry, we are not able to calculate. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also go ahead, like this is only for the creator of the event. He can also go ahead and change any of the details that he wants to. I'll not do that for now. And let us say that because of any reason, the event is cancelled. So the participants of the event can actually exit an event, while the creator of the event can actually cancel the event. So let's go ahead and cancel the event. As soon as we cancel the event, we'll see this message over here which says cancelled. And if we come back over here, it should also reflect it here. This list which you see over here, you only see it of upcoming events. There can be a bunch of events which might be of the past time. So you can actually see the list over here, past. I have a bunch of them, and I have one upcoming which is cancelled. So this was how you can actually create an event and invite a bunch of people and share location with him. Now, let us say that you only want to share a location with one person. You can also do that here. Just go ahead and do a share location, and it's the same. Select the @, and it will ask you up till when do you want to share a location. We have these options: 30 minutes, 2 hours, 24 hours, and also until turned off. So I'll do a 30 minutes for now and do share. This should just send a similar dialog box here. Let's wait for it. Yeah, we have it. So it just says that message that @ wants to share his location with you. Are you fine with it? Yes, I am fine. I'll do a yes. It changed to pending request, which means that I have accepted. And as soon as the creator accepts it, this awaiting response will also vanish. Yeah, that vanished. And this will also vanish as that is updated. So now we can go ahead and inside this. And the catch here is that in this particular scenario, this user over here is not sharing his location, but this user is sharing his location. So only this user has the control of whether he wants to turn it on or off. This blue dot that you see is of this device, and two people one of this device and one of this one. You can like just go ahead and do the same things that you did on event. There's also one more thing, that let us say that I don't want this, just like we had that cancel event, you can actually have this remove person over here. That remove person will actually delete this data. So if you remember, there were 3, it is deleted now. And as soon as that notification is reached, you can see that that user is not sharing his location. And if I go back, that notification also will not be here because that is deleted. So similarly, we have one more thing. Let us say that this user wants the location of this user. So he can go ahead and do a request location. He'll go ahead, select that sign, do a request. We'll again have a dialog box over here. Yeah. It says the same message. You can go ahead, do yes, select the time up till when do you want to share it to. We'll again do a 30 minutes. Everything is same, like it works the same, but it's just that now this user will be sharing his location, not voluntarily. It is on a request of this particular user, and like everything is same. Yeah, I can go ahead and see this user's location, and the user can actually go ahead and delete or do whatever he wants. And now let's look at this master switch which we have. So let us say that I have a bunch of events, share location, request location, and I want to turn off my location for all of them at once. I can do that by just turning this off, and it will do the same as we did individually. So yeah, I think that's it for Arrive. Any questions, Tyler?
All right. I believe I did see a few questions in here. John asked, can you select by group?
Yeah, we can do that. If I would have had any group and I go to this screen, it would show me that group name. If I select that group, let us say that there are 5 members in that group, so all of those 5 will be selected. And it's the same for share location as well. You can share location with a group at once. The same.
Okay, and another one is, how about showing the notification dot for create event if there are any pending events?
Can you say that again? Sorry, Tyler.
He asked, how about showing the notification for the create event if there are any pending events? Minu, did you want to elaborate a little bit, or do you understand?
Yeah, I think I got that. I can actually try to. So let us say that if I have any pending events and there are any future upcoming events, so it will be shown here in this list. So you don't need any notification for that. So as soon as the user logs in, he'll get to know that, okay, I have this event. It will show here in the list. This is actually this can be a very long list. So I don't think that we need notification after the user knows that he has an event. It will be shown here.
We have a really good question. How do you calculate the ETA of an incoming participant or member?
Okay. Yeah. So we are actually using a service of FHIR API. We get the geo coordinates from both the @ signs. In case of events, it is the venue and that @ sign, and we just use their service, and they just tell us the ETA. Yeah. And with that question, one more thing. We are not using Google Maps over here. We are using OpenStreetMaps because we don't want to share any of our data with any other service provider.
Awesome demo. Are there any more questions? Okay. Oh, after the group invite has been sent. Oh, can you take a person out of a group invite after the group invite has been sent?
I think we can do that. We have a remove over here. You can just go ahead and cross this user and it will be removed. So I'll show you how I went. Just click on the event, do an edit. This list will actually show you list of all of the @ signs that are here. I only have one. If you click on this cross, so this @ sign will be removed, and after that you need to press save, and that user will be removed.
And another question is the participant able to select if they are going by foot, by car, or other means of transportation?
We actually had that, but we actually moved that to the next version of Arrive. So we will be having that soon.
All right. Are there any more questions? This is a great demo. Thank you, Nitesh.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We will be right back. All right, and we are back. Sachin, again, long time no see. All right.
Yes.
So now you'll be presenting Atmosphere Pro.
Yes, it's a pro version of Atmosphere.
All right, the floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Tyler. So just now we have discussed about Atmosphere app, which we call the basic version. So here we have Atmosphere Pro. So it eliminates the limitations of the basic version. So like the receiver have to be online to accept the stream, and but in this app, what we can do is we can send the file. The receiver will receive. The receiver can see that okay, someone is sending me a file, and the receiver can download the file at any time. So the file is stored in encrypted form in file bin, and it is available for download for 7 days. So within those time, this duration, the receiver can download the file anytime. So if I walk you through the app, so here we have very similar sidebar, and we have this contact. This is actually the add contacts filter package, which is used here. This is the transfer history. This shows the sent and the received files, and like we have blocked streams, my file show us the all the downloaded files. So and it have different sections in it, like photos and some unknown file formats and groups. So this is also a package like add contacts group flutter. So this has been integrated here. Here we can create a group, and we can add multiple members here, and we can send a file to a group, in which case the file will be shared with every members of the group. And we have some info, terms and condition, FAQs. Delete also have similar functionality. You can remove a particular @ sign from this app and switch @ sign. It can be used to log in different @ sign. So in this demo, I'll be not sharing file within two simulators or two iOS device. I will be sharing file with one simulator and one desktop file. So this is Atmosphere for desktop version. So currently we are running it on Mac, and if you see, so it has all the features and all the screens that we have on the mobile version, like contacts, this file transfer history, this blocked contact. Here we have my files and different tabs, like how we have in my files in mobile device. Here we have group. These are trusted senders, and there are some terms and condition and FAQs. So they have different they have similar screens and similar functionalities. So I will just restart my simulator once. So let us select this @ sign. It's showing calling, and we have to add, okay. So let me select this file. Do we have anything? Okay, this. Let's do this file and this file, these two files. Okay. So it shows here we want to share these two files and with adorable dinosaur. Yeah, so meanwhile it shares the file. So this file gets uploaded to a different container in file bin, and these are stored, these are first encrypted and then uploaded. So, and it can be only decrypted by the receiver at sign.
Oh, Sachin, everything okay?
So the file is being uploaded right now.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So it says so the loader is not loading. So it has been uploaded and shared. So here we receive a notification. And if we go to the receiver tab, so here we can see the file names and the file size 38 MB and this is 0.27 MB. So these are the files that have been shared and we can download these files. All right, so these are downloaded. We can just open the file from here. So this is the PDF that I have received. It should be available in the recent tab in my file stream. Here we have the newly received files and it shows under documents and this was an unknown format, so it shows under this unknown tab. So yeah, this is a improved version of you can say like the basic atmosphere basic, where if let's say the this @ adorable dinosaur was offline, and if later this user opens the app, then they can find the all the received notifications, like whichever file has been shared here, and they can download the file. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Any questions we have, Tyler?
I think it's really cool to see it go from an emulator to a desktop. Is there any difference? Can you do it from any desktop as long as you have Atmosphere Pro?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I asked if you can transfer files between any type of desktop to a phone or from a desktop to desktop.
Yeah, so currently I shared from desktop to mobile. We can do it otherwise also. We just need the @ and it will work.
And we have a question. When will we have it available for Windows?
Yes, so currently it's only for Mac OS, and so support for Windows and Linux will be added very shortly.
Awesome. Are there any other questions for Sachin? questions, comments, compliments. Oh, is the Mac version depending on iOS emulator? And will it run in an older version of Mac OS?
I'm not sure about the older version of Mac OS, but it's not dependent on any simulator. It's like any other application that we install. It's like Chrome or Slack that we use on Mac. It's like any other Mac OS application.
And another question, can you send to a group and verify that the file was opened by the recipient?
We can share to a group. We cannot verify whether it was opened or not. So for the groups part, let me show you. Okay, so can I extend this a bit? So let's select this group. Here we have test file send. This is a group, and this group is having House of Wax and this blind, this @ sign, which is currently in this Mac OS. This running in this application, Mac OS application. So I will share file with this, which is having 2 members. So I'll just add a file. This time I'm going to go for a smaller file. Yeah, so let's see. Let's select these 2. Okay, and we can send. So yeah, so file has been uploaded, and this is shared with this @ sign. We can verify this from here, and I have received a notification as well. So here it has been shared by this @ sign, which is currently logged in this Mac OS application and this House of Wax. And I'll open history stream here, the received file. I can see these 2 files which was shared by this simulator. These 2 files. This was already present, so it's showing it is available. I can download this one. Yeah, so these 2 are available now in my local, which was shared by this iPhone, this iOS simulator. Yeah, we can open this file from here. We can open this file. Yeah, like this. So if we have this Atmosphere Pro, we can share with. This is not like platform dependent. We can share from mobile version to a desktop version.
Okay, and we have a few more questions here. Can we transfer from Mac to Android and vice versa?
Yes, we can share. Like how I have shared from Mac to this iOS simulator. Similarly, it can be shared with an Android simulator or Android phone as well.
And another question, do you have a business model between the Classic and Pro version? Are you planning to monetize it?
Currently, I don't have information regarding that.
And one more, is the Mac app, has it been released?
No, it's actually not released yet.
Is there a predicted date for that, do you think?
I'm not sure on the date, but I can say very soon, I guess.
All right, thank you so much, Sachin. We will be right back.
Yeah, thank you.
right, welcome back. I had to tell the band to stop playing for a second there. Okay, Nitesh, you're back. And you are now going to be showing Wavy 2.0, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, take it away. The floor is yours.
Okay. Yeah, so hi everyone. I'll not introduce myself again, but this is an app which is developed by all of us, me, Sachin, Sarika again. So you must have heard all of the ad team saying that you just need an ad sign and you can set your identity on the internet. But you might be wondering, how are you going to set that identity? To set an identity, you need something to put your details out there that I want to associate this ad sign with this information. So Wavy is the app to do that. We actually have a version of Wavy which is currently deployed on Play Store and App Store. This is an upgraded version of that. So let's go ahead and see what all things we can do with Wavy. I have the same ad sign logged in over here that I had in Arrive. So the header that you see over here actually includes most of the things in this app. Actually is self-explanatory, but still I'll try to just use it like a simple user and show it to you how you can do the same. So the header that you see over here includes the name, which is divided into first name and last name, the image, and this image and all of these details will be used across all of the devices. So if I show you the if I just go ahead and search any other details of this ad sign, this image will be shown there. And here we have the followers and following count. We can actually follow other ad signs using Wavy. They can follow us back. We'll look at this edit profile in a while, and also this share profile. We have 3 sections over here, the details, channels, and featured. Details is actually divided into basic details and additional details. So this is just a means of filtering out the details. We actually have the email, first name, phone number, all those things here in basic details. You also might be seeing these things, which I think that you must not be able to understand what are these. I'll show you what are they in a while. And similarly, I have these additional details, which works the same. And you can actually add any details over here. I actually have added a YouTube video over here. You can do the same. Let's go and see what we have in channels. So this we can actually add any of our social accounts, the Twitter handle, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram link. We'll also have a GitHub section over here. You can also go ahead and add any gaming accounts if you have, like your PS4, your Xbox, your Steam, all of those. I don't have any, so I've not added anything. And in the featured tab, we have 2 things, the Instagram and the Twitter. So whatever Twitter handle you have added over here, if that Twitter handle has any tweets, we'll be showing few of them over here. And clicking on this see more will actually take us to your Twitter handle that you have added. I actually have added any random text, so that user does not exist. Also the same is for Instagram. Clicking on this will actually take you to the Instagram page. It's the same as we saw in Twitter. Now let's go ahead and see how did I set these. For that, we'll have to do an edit profile. So the edit profile is actually divided into the content and the design. First, let's look at the content. This is a profile picture. I can go ahead and change my profile picture. I'll not do it for now. I can go ahead and change the basic details as well. So as I said, basic details includes this first name, last name, email. And these things over here are what we call as custom content. Let us say that you want more data to be shown here in this tab. Then you can just go ahead, click on this button, and you can name anything. Like I have this my shop, or this Twitter link and this link. To create that, you just need to add the title over here, like Twitter link, and a body, anything which you want to. You can add media as well. And you can actually tell us that what's the type of the data that you're trying to put. If it is a text, a link, a number, an image, a YouTube. And this thing over here, actually, it dictates the public-private status of your detail. So this detail that I am creating over here, if I want it to be private, then I can just go ahead, click here and set private, and this will be set to private, and whoever searches my profile will not be able to see this key. So similarly, you can see that some of these over here have the clock symbol and some have this globe symbol. The globe ones are public and these are private. So this is how you can actually add a custom content. I'll just go ahead and edit anything, like just to my shop too. Also, we have this globe over here. What does this mean? If I just set it to private, then all of the details on this page that we are seeing will be set to private. We need not do it one by one. We can do that. And this thing that we see over here is actually a reorder icon. So let us say that I consider my phone number to be of much more importance than my email. So I can actually move this phone number above the email, and it will be shown. The phone number will come before email everywhere where it is seen. So I'll just do that. To do that, just click on the reorder tab and long press on any of these and just move it up. You're done. Do save. It will save it for now. But whatever changes that you do, these are not published unless and until you do a save and publish. So we'll first look at all of them one by one. Let's see what do we have in additional details. The same thing that we had in basic details. These are the predefined fields, which I have not added. These are some custom contents that I have added. You can go ahead, add anything. It's the same that I showed you in basic details. Everything is same. And after that, we have this location tab over here. So let us say that you want some locations to be associated with your ad sign. We have a predefined location that you can set, which is like this fixed one. This can actually have a nickname of the location, and this will actually be the actual location. And the same thing that we have for all of the pages, you can go ahead and create more custom locations. I'll show you how you can change this. So I'll just change this location for now. I'll do a search near my location. And let us say that the pointer that we have given you, this is not the pointer where you want it to be. You want it to be on this grassland. Then we actually have given an option to move this pointer. To move this pointer, just click this checkbox and double click on anywhere where you want to move the pointer, and it will be moved. Similarly, we have this radius button, which you can increase the radius of the area that I'll keep it up till here. After I do confirm, you can see that the location will be updated over here, and it is the same for custom location as well. Very same thing. This icon which you see over here, it is only for these two. These two are actually one set of data, but we have divided it into two. And changing it to public will change its public status. After that, I have these social channels where I have actually set my Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I can go ahead and add any of these. These are almost same. And after that, the same for game channels. You can set yours if you want to. And we can actually do a preview from here. If you remember, then I actually moved my phone number above my email. So it is showing over here, and I also changed my shop details to my shop too. So that is also getting reflected. But this has not been saved. Also, there's one more thing that I want to show. We can actually also change the theme of your ad sign. So right now it is set to dark theme with this purple highlight color. If we go to this design tab, I can just change this theme. I'll set it to light and I'll do a yellow for now. And if we do a preview, this is how it will look. Let's save this. Yeah. So that has been updated. As you can see, the theme has changed. The phone number, email, everything has been updated. These details have been updated. Now, as I told you that you can change the public private status of these keys. This means that only the first name is private. But what if you want your entire account to be private? You can also do that. To do that, you just need to turn this on, and that will actually make your account private. And this is like the same as we have in all of the other apps. You can actually go ahead and add any ad sign if you want to use that ad sign with this app. Now let's look at the search feature over here. So I'll show you how a private account looks like. If I remember it currently, this at sign I have set it to private. Let's see how it will look. Yeah, so as you can see, none of the details of this at sign are visible because it is set to private, and I am following this, so it is updated over here. Now I'll also show you some ad signs. You can actually create a persona using these, and I'll show you some of the nicely created ad signs, which is of Colin and Kevin. They have a lot of data, which actually demonstrates that you can set anything that you want to be shown. So this is Colin Constable's data. It looks like this. He has a lot of data. You can also add anything like this. And these are his social accounts, his tweets. This will take us to his Instagram. I am currently following him. If I tap on this, then it will ask us that, do you want to unfollow? I surely don't want to, so I'll not do anything. Similarly, I'll also show the details of Kevin. He has a lot of GitHub details set. Yeah, so this is how Kevin's details looks like. These are all of the repositories that he has linked to, and a bunch of other data. Yeah, and just on an ending note, so whatever you see over here, we also have a website for this. And I'll just restart this. Just give me a second. Yeah. I'm trying to bring the web page over here. So this is how it looks like in the web page. Whatever details you set, you can search for those details over here. The theme that I selected is actually getting reflected over here. And you might be wondering, why are my details such as my phone number and my name not visible? That is because they are currently set to private. So no one can look at them. My email is set to public, and that is why it is visible. Otherwise, it wouldn't be visible. And if I change the theme, it will be reflected here as well. I think that's all.
All right, wonderful demo, Nitesh. Is Wavy 2.0 released yet?
We were actually planning to release it next week. It will be released somewhat around that time.
Awesome. I was actually going to ask if there was like a light theme and a dark theme, and then you showed that one page. I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool. It was awesome that you can also change like the color of all of your fields and stuff. Are there any questions for Nitesh? I also have the link for Wavy kind of scrolling at the bottom. So be sure to check out
the webpage that I showed you. I'm not sure if that is also live, but that will also be live soon.
Awesome. Okay, if there are no questions, thank you so much, Nitesh, for spending some time today with us.
Yeah, thanks.
And we will be right back. Sorry, I was caught lacking there. All right, Jack and Ben, here to present Yumi. Are you guys ready?
Yep, awesome. Thank you.
All right, the floor is yours.
Cool. So hi everyone. My name is Ben. I'm joined here with my partner Jack, and we are Yumi, a physical therapy platform that aims to make recovery an effective, timely, and enjoyable experience for patients and therapists. So after interviewing over 30 physical therapists, we have identified an overwhelming problem in physical therapy, specifically in home exercise programs. So on the patient side, patients are often very inconsistent in completing their exercise programs, and in many cases do not perform the exercises with proper exercise technique. And this is compounded with the problem that physical therapists are unable to actually monitor their patient's home exercise form, and therefore cannot use these insights in order to improve treatment. And this could have serious implications on the recovery of a patient. And this is a huge problem affecting billions of people worldwide with musculoskeletal conditions. And this problem results in billions of dollars in additional healthcare costs and millions of lost workdays per year from MSK pain and limitations. Our solution to this is a web platform that guides and monitors patient exercise form at home, ensuring that patients perform their exercises properly and informing physical therapists on ways to improve treatment. I'll now pass it on to Jack to discuss the features of our platform. Jack, I think you're muted.
Thank you. Okay. So our solution can be broken down into 4 main features. The first of which is an exhaustive exercise library that provides PTs with the much needed flexibilities and options necessary to cover the variety of patient cases that they have to deal with. And one of our main aspects is what we call capturing the ideal. So we understand that each patient have different ailments, different physical capabilities, and there's no one-size-fits-all treatment plan. So our web platform allows PTs to upload or record a video of supervised form for patients to follow when working at home. And we hope that with this feature, we can provide patients with truly personalized workouts to better facilitate a fast and safe recovery. And so during the actual workout time, we use this recorded ideal to essentially let patients know what they should be aiming for, having a visual guide rather than either processing by memory or following a video that doesn't really let them know how they truly compare. And finally, on the other end, the PT side, we provide digestive flash reports to summarize patients' weekly activity to better guide the iterative recovery process. We hope that through minimal friction, PTs can gauge the effectiveness of their plans and the performance of their patients. And so PTs would be reviewing these reports as files, but the core data will be stored in the FHIR format.
And because this problem is so large, there is, of course, a huge market for this. After conducting revenue projections, we have identified a potential market of about $130 million for Yumi by capturing 5% of the MSK PT market. And another feature that makes Yumi very unique is its business model. By being able to capture such relevant patient data, physical therapists can use this data to optimize treatment. And in this process, there are billable codes that physical therapists can utilize with insurance, and Yumi will take 30% of this revenue. And the reason why this is special is because most of the competitors on the market currently charge physical therapists a monthly subscription. And in this case, physical therapists will actually be able to make money while saving insurance money in the long run and saving patients money in the long run. And here's a quick snapshot of our competitive analysis. As you can see, Yumi stands far above competitors in terms of offering real-time feedback, traditional PT integration, and other features. And we'll dive more into the actual advantages that we have now. So in terms of our competitive advantage, as Jack previously mentioned, the added feature for physical therapists to be able to record a patient's exercise form in person makes it so that when patients go home to perform their exercises, they're striving to reach an ideal motion that is catered to them. Currently, there are cookie cutter exercises where patients will go home and try to perform exercises to a generalized ideal. But in our case, we are catering the workout specifically to each patient. Additionally, by making the interfaces intuitive and accessible, and also gamified, we are making the experience enjoyable for patients and therapists and also very effective. And the addition of digestible flash reports makes it so that physical therapists can spend as little time as possible on the platform while making treatment as optimized as possible. And having backgrounds in artificial intelligence, software engineering, and marketing and strategy, we have the ability to execute on a software product and find product market fit. Additionally, our backgrounds, we do have experience in physical therapy personally, and therefore we better understand the struggles that patients and physical therapists face, and therefore we could better meet the needs of our users. We have also gotten an expert team of advisors with experience in physical therapy, artificial intelligence, and healthcare to allow us to navigate the space and better execute on our go-to-market strategy. And in terms of capturing market share in this segmented market, we will utilize conferences, partnerships with large organizations, and medical sales reps to quickly expand Yumi and reach profitability. I'll now pass it on to Jack to discuss our demo.
So we've just begun our demo process, so this will be pretty raw. Essentially what we're doing right now is the main thing we want to achieve is first testing for both user experience and a better proof of concept. What we're doing right now for a lean version of an MVP is piggybacking off of Google's TensorFlow libraries, using one of their models, MoveNet, to sort of draft up a rough demo. So what you see right now in terms of the green skeleton on screen is part of our upload ideal, where the ideal is a preloaded video so this would be a video of a single squat, and it's just played on loop to show you the ideal. So when you begin, you can see my own key points drawn on the screen. If I can step back. So one current thing we haven't implemented yet is actually getting the model or ideal to scale with my body. So you can see the ideal is actually fixed on screen. So I actually have to position my camera, right? And so the general idea is, instead of having to go through your exercises in form from memory or following a video, you can see your own skeleton and the superimposed ideal on top of yourself. So you can just try and do your best to follow this skeleton. That is the rough idea we have right now. And we understand that it is kind of hard to visualize your own orientation based on a rough skeleton generation. So, an obvious improvement is to translate this into a 3D avatar of sorts. But all these key points, this data during this exercise will be saved. So if you just look at a particular squat exercise, keeping track of, a hip key point, your knee key point, and your ankle, you can easily calculate core angles to see your range of motion. Maybe through your positioning of your knees and ankles, you can see a form of, the knees over ankles, distance of your feet, sort of posture of your back. All these secondary parameters that you also need to keep track of to better understand form. And all this information can be collected for further analysis. So currently, this demo is piggybacking off of Google's MoveNet API. Currently, it only supports single person, and we don't want to operate under that restriction. So currently, we are on the sidelines training our own models, to SensorNet multi-pose models, head convolution 256. So sort of our training process is here. We've already gone through 9 iterations of our models, and currently they are trained on the COCO dataset, pretty much the state-of-the-art pose estimation dataset. But we realized that in terms of data and pose estimation, there are images that aren't quite fit for our context, right? You have certain pictures that are just huge crowds, very small individuals, and our particular context is usually, ideally, a single large person in the screen. So we want to fine-tune this data set. So Ben and I have collected over, 98,000 images that we feel are relevant to our context. So athletic images that are quote unquote hard. They aren't you have occluded key points where you might be sideways and you can't exactly see where your elbow are. We hope that training our model on these images can better improve our accuracy. And how we're going to do this is we're going to be using another heavyweight model, DEKR, as shown in this paper. It's very new, disentangled key point regression. And using this, we will generate the actual key points and then as ground truths to further train our model. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Jack. So in terms of next steps, we are currently focused on fundraising. So we're seeking about $20,000 for the development of our final MVP. And we would hope for these features to be enough for us to run a pilot program with physical therapists in practice. And we're also entering different pitch competitions as well to gain exposure and more funding. As Jack said, we're currently fine-tuning our computer vision model, and we're developing in-house our lean MVP, which would involve simple exercises that we can use in order to prove that we can actually accurately track motion and give feedback to patients and physical therapists. So thank you so much for listening to our presentation.
Wow, that is incredible. You guys have done so much work. All right, there are a couple questions here. One is, are you using TensorFlow? I believe you guys are. Is that right?
Yes. Correct. So the models we're training on the side for multi-pose are actually trained in PyTorch. So there's going to be an integration, sort of. We have to retrain it in TensorFlow at the end to actually test it during inference time. But yes, the demo we show is in TensorFlow. We chose this because it integrates well with JavaScript, and it's going to be the fastest option for us. Because for our particular context, the two things we have to consider are inference time, so how fast and how fast you can see your key points if it actually is real time, and also more importantly how accurate it is, since we are working with medical information and data. So ideally we maximize the two, but yeah. But TensorFlow is going to be the ideal option because it is faster than PyTorch in terms of web applications.
Awesome. And another question is, how is Yumi leveraging the @sign integration? So I guess my question can kind of evolve into, do you plan on integrating the @sign and the app platform?
Yes. So our initial idea with the app platform was the Atmosphere app, and the technology and protocol they used really appealed to us during our initial MVP stage of being able to securely transfer files, and our data does work sort of with this sort of file generation, right? The idea is that in our end product we might be hosting our database and security on the cloud for just accessibility and low friction, but especially for an MVP, having it operate under still secure circumstances, but giving each individual more agency over their own data in terms of actually trusting the platform and how we handle the information. A protocol like how Atmosphere operates seems pretty in line with our vision. So we're looking into incorporating app potentially for our initial testing phases with our MVP. If that answers your question.
Awesome. Are there any more questions? John asked, are you using MoveNet?
Yes, we are using MoveNet. Our demo is using MoveNet, yes.
Any other questions for Jack and Ben? I think that was a great presentation. Great slide deck as well.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you guys so much. I'm looking forward to seeing your progress later down the road. And we will be right back. last but not least, let me get those questions out of here. We have Alistair presenting Micah. Alistair, you there? Oh, we got dogs.
Yeah. Okay, my name is Alistair, and I'm going to be presenting on my project, Micah. Micah is a project that was started during the FHIR Hackathon. Oh boy, that's a lot of noise. Just tell me if the audio is, just tell me if the audio is too bad, okay? Okay, so basically, Micah is a multimodal virtual assistant for doctors that tries to enhance usability of EHR systems using natural language as opposed to using GUIs. So there are two use cases where Micah uses natural language understanding. The first is when we do deep analysis of natural language medical notes in free text. So a doctor can enter a medical notes, and Micah can basically understand those notes and extract structured information from it and store that data in a FHIR store. And the second scenario is where we use NLU to be able to query FHIR stores. Okay, and of course, Micah is 100% open source. So that's something I think that makes Micah actually makes it unique. Now, this is the first couple of weeks I've been doing the mentorship with, So for the first sprint, I'm focusing on doing the natural language database interface for FHIR systems. So the FHIR queries typically have, they're form-driven, and you have a lot of, basically, it's form-driven CRUD style queries. So this is a typical FHIR, this is a typical query interface to FHIR. So basically the user would select a resource from a menu and they put in the parameters, and they basically use this menu to be able to search the FHIR database. So now, if you can see on the left-hand side there, you can see that FHIR has a lot of resources and a lot of properties, a lot of parameters that you can actually use to query. Okay, so the basic idea, what I wanted to focus on with this sprint is, can we use natural language understanding to be able to query a FHIR store? Okay, so this is basically the main interface to Micah. And you can see that we're basically using natural language here. So in the first line, we're putting in a natural language sentence, find a patient's name Smith living in Manhattan. And when we put in that sentence, Micah can use natural language understanding to parse that sentence and to extract structured information from that sentence. Okay, so for the very last query, I can say something like, find out patients with last name Smith that was hospitalized yesterday. Okay, so when I put in that, basically the natural language understanding service, it tries to extract structured information from that natural language utterance, and I can then use these fields to query the FHIR store. So that's basically what I'm focusing on for this first sprint. Okay, so we have this use case. The user enters a natural language query. A Micah is going to translate that utterance into structured query data and execute that query on FHIR server. Now there's two main problems with this. The first is that the general problem of doing natural language understanding to a database is a very long-standing industry problem. And there are many attempts from database vendors like Oracle and Microsoft to try to add natural language understanding to their database interfaces. So basically, if you can find a reliable way to solve that general problem, you can basically make a lot of money with that. So with Micah, we're not trying to solve the general problem, but more specifically limited to just of querying FHIR servers. So hopefully that's actually going to be a bit more successful than trying to solve the general problem. And the second issue is that, well, because we deal with medical data, precision and accuracy are really important. Now, since we're doing the queries inside the context of a conversational user interface, we would like to prefer that the assistant would ask for clarification versus actually working with uncertain data. So because of that, we're going to be using multiple NLU models to try to improve the accuracy. So one of the NLU services that we're going to be using is expert.ai. Now, you can see here, I have a natural language query. So find out patient with last name Smith that was hospitalized last week. And the NLU service is able to parse that into different relations. Okay. So this is just one set of information that we can use to actually accurately construct a query from the natural language. The second NLU service that we're going to use is with.ai. Now with.ai just does straight up semantic parsing. So this is some of the training data that I've put in. So we see here, okay, a simple utterance would be something like, find the top 1,000 patients named Smith. So what we do is we have a schema, we have a set of entities that we basically extract from that utterance, and we've trained the model to recognize these entities. So I'm going to be running a query via with on a FHIR server. So in this case, I'm going to be saying something like, just a simple search query, find the patient's name, Peter. So basically, with.ai was able to extract these entities from that utterance, and Michael can construct a query to a FHIR server. So what you're seeing is basically just the actual patient resources that are returned from this FHIR server. And I can actually construct different queries. So basically, the thing with using natural language is that you don't have to be precise or exact with what the query you're actually entering. You can basically just use ordinary natural language, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, as long as the sentence is actually syntactically correct, you can basically vary it. And that's really the power of natural language understanding. You don't have to remember an exact query to be able to search the database. So right now, what we're doing for this particular sprint, I'm just working with the with.ai NLU service, and I'm just going to be using that service to extract the queries from the natural language utterances. Okay, so this is a query that basically I was asking it to do a limit. So we see here that Micah is able to extract the different query properties and parameters, and we can basically send this data to the FHIR server. Okay, so eventually we're going to be using both the expert.ai NLU service and with together to be able to improve the accuracy of the natural language understanding. Okay, and well, the approach we're taking here is basically doing semantic parsing. There are a couple of other approaches, like using constrained natural language, where you basically restrict the sort of sentences that the user can put in. You can do things like keyword spotting, which isn't really as accurate as the others. You can do NLP syntactic parsing, but basically the type of parsing we're doing here is semantic parsing. Okay, so that's the approach that we're using right now, just to get just for the first sprint. Okay, so well, for the second approach, we're going to be trying to incorporate expert.ai. to be able to improve the accuracy of the NLU parsing. Okay, so that's basically what I've been doing for the past week or so. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter, or you can get my repository.
All right.
Okay,
thanks very much. I am very impressed that you managed to get through that demo. I am very, very impressed. Good job for staying focused. Are there any questions for Alistair? It's great to see the progress you've made, though. If there are no questions, be sure to check out Alistair's GitHub repo and his Twitter. Thank you so much. Great presentation. And we will be right back for a final remark from our founders. Thank you, Alistair. Okay, and we're back because we have like 1 minute left. Okay, let me turn off the banner here. Okay, before we have our final remarks, I do have an announcement. The At Company is hosting an end-to-end encrypted everything hackathon soon. So if you're a developer and interested or have an idea that would be end-to-end encrypted everything, definitely sign up. And if you're not a developer but like what the At Company is doing, feel free to communicate with us to partner or sponsor the hackathon. And if you could just click the link, that's kind of like scrolling down there. Okay, Barbara, off to you.
Oh, that was so much fun. I love demo days. So I loved Atmosphere Pro, and we were playing with it yesterday, and it is really, really fun. It's like, I just think it's the future of how people send files around. And then seeing Yumi and Micah, it shows you kind of a peek into the future of what healthcare is going to look like. You know, it's completely going to change things. But of course, I have to talk about Wavy because Wavy 2.0 is so much easier to use. It's really beautiful. And unlike other social platforms that dictate how you present yourself, I love how Wavy just lets you present yourself the way you want to present yourself in your own way. So that was great. Kevin, Colin?
Yeah, because Barbara just loves the way that LinkedIn presents her. I can't. How is it every single demo day? I love it so much. I mean, it's terrific. And Tyler, you're amazing. Absolutely amazing. I hope everybody out there sees us. I mean, our demo day is growing up as well as the technology, so it's kind of fun. But how about Atmosphere Desktop, Barbara?
Yeah.
How cool is that? I think, yeah, there are a lot of people out there. I think they'll be very happy with that. So anyway, hats off to everybody. A lot of people were up very, very late in their time zone presenting. So really grateful to them, but so much fun. So yay. Colin?
So the only thing I wanted to add was that the velocity of this company is crazy, because I can tell you for certain that Barbara, Kevin, and myself have not seen many of these demos. It's not like this is like produced. It's just because the company moves so fast, we can't keep up. And these demo days are exciting for us because we haven't seen any of this stuff. So we've talked about it, we've imagined it, but actually to see it live is something else. And I'm just blown away by all of them. I can't pick out an individual one at all. But it was so cool to see all that progress in just 2 weeks. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes this week's demo day. I hope to see everyone and more in our next demo day, which is in, actually, I think our next demo day is a holiday, so we'll be skipping that one. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because of Memorial Day off the top of my head. So I'll see everyone in a month. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a long time. Okay. Well, thank you all so much again. Thank you, founders. You've created a wonderful trend here for us. And everyone have a quiet, relaxing weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, everyone.